Hi, this is Coach David Halal. Today we're gonna talk about the mistakes I've seen people do in the gym. One of the common mistakes in the gym is trying to impress other people, by lifting too much weights. So if you're in the gym and you're working out, you should not be lifting more than you can handle. Let's say you're working upper body. In your upper body workouts, first of all, you should do compact movements. That means bench presses, shoulder presses, or military presses, or military press behind or especially in front of your head, right? And you should do squats when you're working your lower body. And of course, if you're working your biceps or your triceps, you can use the barbell or you can use the preacher curl. The preacher curl is the one that has the shape, the V shape. You should, do biceps with that. You should do chest with bench presses, even though you might be lifting way lighter than the guy next to you. It does not matter because you are not the same person. You don't have the same experience. You don't have the same body type. You don't eat the same food. You haven't been working out maybe as long as he has. You're not taking the same supplements. Focus on yourself. The second mistake I've seen people do is that they lifting weights and they do a lot of Smith machines, or they just do machine workouts, You got to be able to use different type. You should be using free weights. You should be lifting free weights. You should not be doing only machine works or cable works. You should be lifting free weights. So that way you can work out certain different type of muscles in your body that wouldn't be, that the weight wouldn't hit otherwise, So you should concentrate on doing more, than cables or Smith machines or those machines that you just pull or push on them, because they already stabilize. They don't allow you the range of motion that you should be able to adjust. Not only that causes injury, but also that causes a lack of growth. You cannot grow. You cannot perform at your maximum level. Why? Because you only doing machine works. Okay. The third one is that if you work in your upper body, you should not sit on that same. Let's say I'm doing free weights and I'm doing bench presses. I should not be doing bench press for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sets. If I'm doing bench press, after I warm up, I always warm up for about 5 minutes on a treadmill or doing some kind of cardio exercise for 5 minutes, and then I go into training. So when I go into training, meaning lifting weights, I will do 3 sets of 3 sets of this, 3 sets of that. So if I'm doing chest, I will do a total of 12 sets. So I will do 3 sets of incline, right? So that's when you're sitting kind of like, you're sitting, but you're leaning back a little bit, and you do incline. You do 3 sets. You do decline. That's when you will kind of like upside down at the Trendelenburg position, when your head is, lower than your knees or lower than your feet, and you do 3 sets, and then you do flat bench, 3 sets. See, that's already 9 sets right there on your chest. And if you're doing push-ups, or if you're doing dumbbells, or if you're doing flies, then you do 3 sets of flies. That should be it. You should not be doing a bunch of sets, because what happens when you do too much? Your body takes way longer to recover. Not only that, but your body realizes, there's too much stress. So it kicks in the cortisol level, right? Cortisol. It raises. When it increases, what happens is your body holds weight. Your body, and the fat increases in your body. You see? So you should do, the most you should do is about 12 sets of chest. And if you're doing shoulders, like let's say in a day you're doing shoulders too, you will do 3 sets military press, 3 sets of, I don't know, cable workout, cable extensions behind the neck or in front of the neck, right? You're doing it, so it's working, your delts, it's working your shoulders, right? And then once you do that, right, you don't need to go and do more, cable works, and then you do, machines, and you do too much. You see, try not to do too much so your body can recover. The most you should spend in the gym working out is about 45 minutes. You see, when you do 1 hour cardio and then you do 1 hour lifting weights and you don't have enough time to sleep, you don't have enough, plus you have to go to work, you work 8, 9, 10, 12, 16 hours, your body don't have time to recover. And the older you get, the worse it gets. You see, sometimes we do too much. Now that mistake is causing a lot of people not to lose weight because they do too much. The other mistake that most of us do is that because we are so tired, from work, and we need something to wake us up, and we don't get enough rest, we tend to take too much a stimulant, things to wake us up, like caffeine and stuff like that. When you take too much caffeine, your cortisol level increases also, you see, and it's hard to recover because your body did not do the work. You see, it's mostly that coffee that was pumping through your blood, or that, stimulant, you see, and when you do that, your body takes longer to recover. So we need to understand that when we lift weights, we do a total, whenever it's upper body, you do from 6 to 12 repetition, right? If I'm doing chest, I'm doing chest, I'm doing flat bench, I would do 6 to 12. If I can't do more than 6, then that means the weight is too heavy. And if I can do more than 12, the weight is too light. That means if I can do more than 12 repetitions, that means the weight is too light. Then I need to increase the weight, because if I do too much weight and I can't do at least 6 reps, then my body is not growing. And if I do too much reps, that means the weight is too light. That means I'm not growing either, because the weight is too light. I'm not really working all the muscle fibers. So I need to have the amount of weight that I can do between 6 and 12. And then, then I can go to the next exercise. And of course, after your exercise, you must have something that is something to eat, or something to, especially food, protein, chicken breast. You need, certain, other things that we will talk about, at a later date. And of course, you do need your rest between 7 to 8 hours or 7 to 9 hours of sleep. They said it's better, because when you sleep less than 6 hours, you don't recover as well, right? So you need that, because you can be putting a lot of work, but you don't put enough, rest, because all you're doing is work, and then lifting weight, and then don't sleep enough, you see? And either way, it's not good for you. So you don't end up on my table getting an MRI because you mess up your joints, because you're not recovering fast enough. Now, these are the mistakes that I've seen people do, and I wanted to tell you, And if you're working your lower body and you're doing squats, you should do more than 12, between 12 and 20 reps. Why? Because the lower body is usually stronger, and the muscles take more work to grow, right? Because you walk on your legs all day. So if you do less than 12, you don't do enough. So you need to put an amount of weight, where if you're doing whether squats or leg presses, you do between 12 and 20. And you do 3 sets of, squats, 3 sets of leg presses or leg press, and then you can do 3 sets of leg extension. Then you do 3 sets of hamstring work. So you can work your hamstring, and then you do 3 sets for your calves. That's it. Once you do that, you wait, you recover. Unless you're taking steroids or some kind of enhanced, medication, you should not be doing more than 12 sets in any body part. Okay? So I wanted you to know that the mistake that you've been making, or that I've been making, watch out for that, and don't get, injured, so you don't lose, your gains. This is Coach David Halal, fearlessly and passionately pursuing his call and his destiny. Don't forget to subscribe, like my videos. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye. See you. Peace, peace, peace.